Steph, put it down.
Oh, well, I can't unless I can't see them. Steph, do you want to switch?
You're good then. Who are you looking for?
Yeah, I got everybody.
Okay.
Karen, Therese, Candace. Kathy wanted you to know that she is heartbroken that she could not be here to read this herself. So she asked me to read it for her as if she were here reading it now. My earliest memory of my big brother Paul would be seeing him with all his buddies standing on the other side of the schoolyard at Thornton School. Man, I thought he was so cool. He was my big brother. Today we come together to show our respect to his beautiful wife, extraordinary daughters and husbands, his precious grandchildren, and to say last goodbyes, which I was lucky enough to do before he was too sick to be aware. There are a few in this room who had that privilege. Karen, Candace, Therese. And when Anne came to say her goodbyes, she brought some of her paintings. Paul was impressed. Anne was so touched when he called her work folk art. But my brother Don got one of the best goodbyes. Paul had not been awake for a number of days, and Don came up to see him. Paul woke up, looked him in the eye, and shook his hand. Don cherished that moment forever. Saying goodbye is one of the hardest things to do in life, but I choose to believe that Paul is lucky now. He gets to see Mom, Dad, Bobby, Susan, and his son Bob, along with Mrs. Abbott, who will keep them all in their places. My family and I were blessed to have spent some quality family time when my girls were younger. Those will be some of our most cherished times. But mine will be each time someone mentions family trees. For the last number of years, Paul almost devoted his whole life to researching our families. And every time he got a new clue, he would call me and we would spend hours talking about it. I'm sure I drove Karen crazy. Tom, Sharon, and family asked me to pass on their deepest sympathy to you and the girls. If they could have been here, they would have, and I'm sure you know that. Candace, both Tom and I would like to give you our greatest heartfelt thanks for allowing us both to say goodbye one last time by phone. We all have had our demons in our lives, and Paul had his fair share. But even through all of that, there was never a question of his love for his wife of 43 years, his devotion to his children, and his utter undying love for his grandchildren. As a brother, again I say he was my hero. He was always there for me, giving me advice on dealing with family. He knew his mistakes, and he would offer his advice. Not that I always took it, but he was my big brother. Paul will truly be missed by Tom, Kirby, myself, Anne, and Doug, as well as everyone in this room. I ask that we all tell his grandkids all of those stories. That is how Paul will live on in our hearts and in our memories. Instead of saying goodbye, let us all turn to the person next to you and tell a story about Paul. Then life will go on. I love you, big brother. A day will not go by that I will not think of you.